Driving a car while highly charged with emotions like anger or feeling very upset increase the chances of us having a car accident by around 10%. When we're stressed or experiencing high levels of emotion, the part of the brain called the amygdala is triggered, and this tells the body that this is an emergency situation. Most of us know not to operate machinery or to drive a car when we're feeling like that. We make sometimes an irrational decision to go out for a run or hit the gym or the punching bag when we're feeling like that, because we believe in our minds and through media and movies that if we do that, we'll feel better. But what if we're putting ourselves at risk? Just like the driver who gets in the car. What about us? Are we putting ourselves at risk of a sports injury when we're feeling high levels of emotion? The answer to that is yes. Many of us use physical outlets in order to manage stress and anxieties and those high levels of emotion. But it's very important that we're mindful, and that is to be checking in on your body, to think about where you're holding tension, because when we're angry or upset without knowing it, what we're doing is we're tensing up certain muscle groups, maybe shoulders, maybe neck, maybe your jaw. And when you're tensed, the high likelihood is that you're going to pull a muscle, whether that's lifting weights in the gym or going rowing, any kind of physical outlet, even getting a plate out of the cupboard, reaching up in your own kitchen. Breathing. When your heart is pumping hard and adrenaline is flowing through your body, your blood pressure is rising. Breathing in oxygen through the diaphragm so that the oxygen receptors are receiving the oxygen lower down in your belly area, in your gut. By receiving the oxygen there, you're sending a message to the brain that then tells your body that the emergency is over. If we're not breathing, we become more anxious and we become more agitated, and it becomes a vicious circle and an escalating risk of being injured. Behaviours are also affected. When we're feeling that way, we become more irritable, less tolerant. In an emergency state, certain parts of the brain may start to shut down. Evidence shows that it may not change your performance, however, it may increase your likelihood of doing risky actions such as running in front of a car, underestimating the speed in which the car is coming at. It might be that you jump over a stream, and rather than slow down and take steady steps because you're in a heightened state of anxiety, while your brain is telling you you need to run, you need to get away, you need to escape. Many of us use running as a means of escape, but being mindful continuously is what will help you to feel mentally better. We do not practice mindfulness in our sports. What we're actually doing is merely burning off adrenaline and reducing cortisol, which yes, does make us feel better, but by not processing what's actually going on for us and what the cause of the heightened level of stress is all about, it means that we are not actually resolving the problem, even though we might initially feel better. What we're talking about is using sports as a quick fix rather than using sports to process and to work through and to develop ourselves and to learn through our experience. In an amygdala state, when that stress part of our brain is activated, learning actually shuts down. So our ability to process emotions and think and reflect and be creative and have ideas about what the problem might be is actually impeded. I will recommend to you that you think about these things whenever you feel like that great sense of urgency and need, when you're almost craving having this physical outlet, is that you take a moment to breathe and to get in tune with your body, and then by doing that you can then begin. So those are the 3 B's: breathe, body, and then begin. And don't forget the 4th, to believe in yourself. You got this. It's a journey, it's not a magic pill, and neither is a physical outlet either. So this is what my advice to you today is, and this was sponsored by Jog On, which is a mental health based sportswear brand, and you can check that out on the website there.